Two of the greatest lightweights in the world. Here comes the rematch. Shinya Aoki versus Eddie Alvarez.
I came to America to close the book on Eddie Alvarez. When this fight's done, he won't ever want to fight me again.
I came in this sport with one goal, that's to beat the guy on the other side of the cage. When things get hard, I don't give up. I keep going. It's as simple as that.
This is a career-defining fight. 3 years in the making between two of the best fighters in the world.
The last time me and Aoki fought in 2008, I didn't respect leg locks too much in MMA. I didn't think they were usable. I didn't really respect Aoki's strength.
Shinya Aoki is perhaps the cruelest fighter I've ever seen as far as submissions go.
It doesn't bother me when I feel my opponent's bones break. I'm looking for only one thing when I step into the cage or ring, and that's a victory.
Eddie is a bad matchup for Shinya Aoki because he has the skill set to beat him. It's an issue of confidence.
Eddie Alvarez now just teeing off. Big shots by Alvarez.
The question he has to face is, was the Michael Chandler fight the turning point in his career? Can he rise above like a great fighter is supposed to? That's the question in this fight.
It sucked. I was able to do a lot of damage. I lost focus for a second, and I paid for it.
Eddie Alvarez wants to get back on the winning track, reestablish himself as one of the greatest lightweights on the face of the earth. Shinya Aoki wants to avenge a lopsided loss in the United States. He's coming back here to face one of the best of the best. It's a huge fight for both fighters.
The Shinya Aoki fight is the perfect fight right now. This is going to be a display of how much I've grown as a mixed martial artist. I have the ability to knock Aoki out. I'm excited to see how this thing pans out.
Ladies and gentlemen, now set to make his way to the cage fighting out of the red corner, Shinya Aoki.
He is the reigning Dream Lightweight champion, now set to make his Bellator debut, Shinya Aoki. 30 pro MMA wins for Aoki, 19 by way of submission, including New Year's Eve 2008 in Saitama, Japan, when he submitted Eddie Alvarez in the first round by way of heel hook. Aoki also has submission wins in his prolific MMA career as a pro by Gogo Plata, top and bottom, flying triangle, neck crank, standing armbar, and Achilles lock, to name Jimmy but a few.
The guy has impressive variety in his submissions. He shows stuff other guys don't do. Incredible rubber guard, unpredictable, will jump half guard, do anything to get a fight to the ground. So hard to prepare for. Did Eddie Alvarez prepare enough?
Aoki, 30 victories, 5 losses, no draws, 1 no contest. This will be, though, just his third fight inside a cage in 37 now as a pro in MMA.
And now ready to make his way to the cage fighting out of the blue corner, Eddie Alvarez.
There you see the former Bellator lightweight world champion, Eddie Alvarez. He lost his title last November, a 4th round submission defeat versus Michael Chandler, in what I thought and many people thought was the fight of the year in 2011. That was also Alvarez's last time in an MMA cage. Jimmy, truly, this is now a crossroads fight for Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, he's made so many changes personally, professionally. This win means so much to him. He needs this victory.
Eddie Alvarez said when he lost to Shinya Aoki in Saitama, Japan, New Year's Eve 2008, that he was not thinking that he could actually win the fight. Now he feels much different. Alvarez said, knocking my opponent out is pretty much the goal in every fight. If I get in a shootout, I'm going to put most guys away. I feel I owe Aoki one, so I can't just win a decision. He finished me, so I would like nothing more than to return the favor. Two of the best lightweights in the world and our tale of the tape.
And that is why, look at those records. Both guys very experienced. They have wins. I mean, knockouts for Eddie Alvarez, submissions for Aoki, some for Eddie. I mean, these guys have seen everything. What will we see tonight? That's the question.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator Fighting Championships tonight from the IX Center, Cleveland, Ohio. Now present the long-awaited rematch, 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Brought to you by SAFE, starring Jason Statham, in theaters April 27th. And now first introducing the red corner at 5'11", weighing in at 154.5 pounds. The reigning Dream Lightweight Champion enters the Bellator cage with 30 professional victories, 5 defeats. From Tokyo, Japan, presenting Shinya Aoki. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner at 5'10", weighing in the same at 154.5 pounds. The former Bellator lightweight world champion returns with 22 professional wins, 3 defeats. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, introducing Eddie Alvarez. And the referee in charge of the action, Jerry Chris.
Gentlemen, you're here for the main event. I want a clean fight, and all these fans here at Cleveland want an exciting fight. Touch gloves, return your corners.
This fight is under the unified rules of MMA, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Elbows to the head are allowed. Aoki is in the black trunks. Alvarez is in the black and white trunks. Jerry Chris is the referee. The bell in round number 1.
How does Eddie Alvarez begin? He said, I'm going to let Aoki bring the fight to me. He's not a great initiator.
Alvarez said that the mistake he made last time, above and beyond not believing he could actually win, was that he was too aggressive. He said that he has been working on training and it's been very difficult to actually slow down and not be so aggressive.
One thing Aoki does do well on the feet, he throws good kicks. We saw that against Shaolin. He threw a lot of kicks, a lot of body kicks. You saw already he can kick to the head.
Body punch by Alvarez.
Alvarez, of course, the much better puncher, however.
Again, Aoki, the reigning Dream Lightweight Champion, but his title is not on the line, but both men approaching this like a world title fight.
See Eddie always circling to his right, away from the power of Shinya Aoki.
There's a shot from Aoki, and there's the patience of Alvarez, and he's not diving in. Inviting his opponent to stand up, and Aoki does.
No way he's going to dive into that guard. I think it's the most dangerous guard in MMA.
Push kick from Aoki, just a rangefinder. Good right hand by Alvarez. A lot of head movement from Eddie Alvarez.
See the game here, pick him apart, dive in and out.
I would say Aoki coming forward, missing with the wide right hand.
One thing, Eddie gets dropped in almost every fight. And not necessarily against the hardest punchers. He's had trouble with that in the past.
Alvarez almost makes a joke of it at times, that he just gets hit and he goes down, but he recovers quickly.
The problem is that Aoki's not going to try and finish him with strikes. He's going to jump on top of him and try and submit him if he rocks him. That's the difference in this fight. In a striking way, he recovers. Oh, good right hand!
Aoki dropped. Alvarez now more big right hands. Here, Johnson looking to finish his Alvarez. The towel's in.
The towel is in, and they didn't see it.
Referee Jerry Chris did not see the towel, and there is the stoppage. And a tremendous win for Eddie Alvarez, just like that.
I said he needed a career-defining performance. He just had one tonight. Man, what a knockout.
Aoki's corner threw in the towel. It was not seen by referee Jerry Chris. And under the unified rules of MMA, even if Chris saw it, he can ignore it. It is his choice when he stops the fight and if he stops the fight. Chris waited for more strikes from Alvarez, who then obliged and finished deftly.
You see it here. He caught him with the right hand, and I think Shinya Aoki was surprised by the fact that he jumped in with the ground and pound.
Tonight's fight replay is brought to you by Safe, starring Jason Statham, in theaters April 27th.
Now let's take a look at it here. Nice short right. I don't think Aoki was badly hurt here. It's that he jumped in and Aoki wasn't ready for it. He didn't think Eddie Alvarez would jump in after him, and he did. Look at that short right. A nice shot, but it was bang, that one right on the temple that hurt him. And once that happened, Aoki was just unprepared for the avalanche from Eddie Alvarez. You see here, good right hand, but it was this right hand that set everything up right over the top. Shinya Aoki trying to defend himself. But man, look at the punches coming down and everybody pointing at the towel. The referee, he had his eyes where he was supposed to, which was on the fighters. Don't knock the referee. You're not supposed to look around the cage for a towel. He was looking at the fighters.
And again, the towel means nothing. It's not automatic. Under the unified rules of MMA, Jerry Chris can ignore the towel. I don't think he saw it, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
2:14 of round number 1 and a TKO win for Eddie Alvarez. Level and a goal apiece. Aoki defeating Alvarez New Year's Eve 2008 in Japan. And tonight here in Cleveland, Ohio, Alvarez defeating Aoki in round 1 by way of TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the official time 2 minutes, 14 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Eddie Alvarez.
Here is Jimmy with Eddie Alvarez.
I'm here with your winner, Eddie Alvarez. Eddie, so many changes personally and professionally leading up to this fight. What does this win mean to you?
It means Bjorn Rebney, show me the money. Bjorn Rebney, where you at? Show me the money, baby.
I tell him that every week and it never works, but maybe you can, I don't know. Doesn't work for me. Did you know you had Shinya Aoki hurt? You dove into a very dangerous guard. It caught him by surprise. Was that the point?
You know, sorry, Jim, I'm not answering your question here. I have so many people to thank.
You're not alone.
I was in a bad spot in the last couple months. My management team, Glenn Robinson, the Black Zillions, Coach Mario, Coach Mo, Coach Van, all my training partners, Steve Young. The list goes on, and most of all, my wife. I left my home for the first time to prepare for this fight, and it was heart-wrenching for me, but I'm gonna be able to go home with a check for my kids and my wife tonight, so I'm happy.
Well, congratulations, Eddie. You get your revenge. Your winner, Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez has restaked his claim as one of the best 155-pounders in the sport of mixed martial arts. A dynamic performance as Alvarez in the rematch versus Shinya Aoki comes out as the victor. 2:14, round number 1, the time of the TKO win for the former Bellator lightweight world champion Eddie Alvarez. Jimmy, again, the finish of this fight.
Man, short clip on the right, and this is what caught Aoki by surprise. He had stood up before and refused the ground game. Now he jumped in and unloaded, and Aoki was just unprepared. He's been vulnerable to these kind of finishes before, and there's another one, this time at the hands of Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez came into Bellator this time here in Cleveland, Jimmy, so focused and so relaxed. And we commented on that when we spoke to him 2 days ago, and he said, I've never been more relaxed in my career. He showed it tonight.
He looks great. I mean, it's one of the best performances we've ever seen, and we've seen some great performances from Eddie Alvarez.